Today, the nerds are talking about Disney getting that money, 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 money. A few of our favorite shows are back. You guys should really watch Fargo. And is your PS4 a lovely home to a family of cockroaches? All this and more. This is Nerds with Mics. Hey everyone, I'm Justin.
I'm Maxwell.
And I'm Travis.
And this is episode 47 of Nerds with Mics, a podcast about movies, TV shows, games, technology, and much more. Today's episode is recorded on April 27th, 2017, and I don't really care what you guys have been up to, so let's jump. No, I'm just kidding. Maxwell, what have you been up to?
Well, I've actually been up to a lot in comparison to usual. So I watched Parks and Recreation, Life.
Amazing.
The movie Life. I watched an episode of The Grand Tour, Top Gear, The Tonight Show, La La Land. Yeah. I rewatched Alien on Wednesday during Alien Day, as well as took several Alien quizzes on their site because they were doing a bunch of giveaways, and you get entered for doing that. I watched the live feed of the Alien Covenant cast being interviewed, and the never-before-seen video that ties Prometheus to Covenant. And then finally worked on our logo design some more.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
So I did forget Alien Day was the other day, and I was going to see if it was at the movie theaters around here, and I didn't even look. So
it wasn't.
Okay, now that I have weekends off, I do fully intend to sit down one weekend and watch these movies. So there's that to look forward to. And Parks and Rec, that's amazing. How are you going to talk about Life later?
Sure, we can.
I didn't know if it was a pick of the week or anything like that. But don't. Well, now just don't answer me. We'll talk about it later. What have you been up to?
I've actually been up to a lot. I was actually on vacation last week. I went to the cabins the first part of the week, which I think I may have mentioned that last week.
Piggyback rides.
Yeah, piggyback rides.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the week, I actually just got back from Dallas a couple days ago. Went down to a friend's wedding. I was hesitant about it first because it was like it was a Vietnamese wedding, which I'd never been a part of.
Yeah.
But it was actually a really good time. It was awesome. There was 2 ceremonies, beautiful wedding. I got to see some friends I haven't seen in a while. Ate some food that I would have never thought that I would eat. But it was a good time. On the nerd front, I watched Gotham. I watched Fargo.
Thank God.
The new episode of the new season. I watched... God, there's so many things that I watched.
You watched La La Land for how many times in a row?
The third time. I also watched Into the Badlands. I watched 2 episodes of the first 2 episodes of Legion, and there was one other one that I watched. I just can't remember. Silicon Valley, yes.
Yeah. Hey, can we talk about La La Land and how we pretty much those two are always doing so well in a movie together?
Yeah,
this is the second time we've seen them, right? The first one was.
The Crazy Stupid Love.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you think about La La Land? I love it.
No, it was a really good movie, and I'm fine with seeing those two in a movie together again as long as they get married in real life.
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
I know Travis is a big fan, but it's just funny every time I come over here, I'll have the earbuds in, and all of a sudden I hear the da 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 da, and I'm like, oh God, no, not again.
It's stuck in your head.
They
does. They do play it like several times through the movie, though. So
yeah, and I didn't know that was from whenever I think it was Jimmy Fallon did whatever award show that was.
Oh yeah, they did like a spoof of that.
I didn't know that was from La La Land. But I was like, this is so catchy, and then I find out it's a real song. But
yeah, they. I watched the behind the scenes where they were talking about like how they did the whole bridge scene in the beginning, and they actually shut down that part of the interstate in L.A. for like 3 days.
How obnoxious!
I was like, that's crazy.
Everything they did they used real sets instead of real locations rather than sets.
That's cool. Also, just fun fact, Ryan Gosling did all his own piano playing in that movie.
Really?
Wow, that's incredible.
He didn't know how to play piano going into the movie. 3 months he played for 2 hours a day, 5 or 6 days a week. And the first day of shooting, they had somebody there to stand in, like for just the hand scenes of him playing, but they didn't end up needing him, and they never used him throughout the whole movie. So it was just him doing it all, which to me was amazing. Yeah. So, all right, well, Justin, what have you been?
Yeah, I was about to say, do I not get to say?
No, you don't.
I have been watching Parks and Rec. Just finished season 2. Go us! What season are you on?
Almost the last one.
Oh, crap. Okay, I got to catch up. Still watching Girls. Show's still really good. I haven't played a ton of games. I have been playing a little more Rust. I did get back on Siege just for the sake of saying I played it this week. I went to bed after we recorded last week. I just felt really bad. But haven't done a whole lot. I wrote like 22 pages total for finals week last week, and I don't want to type anymore ever again. So, but I have to in a couple weeks. So.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. But we kind of left our listeners on a cliffhanger last week, didn't we?
We did.
A good old-fashioned cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone. Am I right?
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Never too much Stallone on this show. That's the first episode featured Over the Top.
Yep.
That's right. Anyway, we asked our listeners what their favorite gaming memories were, and you guys did not disappoint us. You gave us a ton of feedback. Travis, would you like to start it off?
Yeah, and we're just gonna read a few, but we do appreciate all the feedback that we did get. So the first one comes from Facebook. I'm going to cover Facebook. Maxwell's going to cover Instagram, and then Justin's going to give us one from Twitter as well. But Bill said that his favorite memory was easily Mega Man, which I know I love Mega Man. Maxwell loves Mega Man as well. I don't know about you. You probably hate it, Justin.
I've dabbled.
But Bill said that he would spend hours late night as a child. He says when I should have went to bed, trying to get. Hold on, what's he say? He says, when I should have been in bed trying to get to the end, it was so hard. I don't know. I think what he's trying to say is...
That sounds dirty.
Yeah,
that sounds super dirty.
No.
That's not written very well, but...
No. What he was trying to say is when he should have been in bed, he was up playing the game, and that the game was so hard, it was hard to reach the end. At that time, when you played like the original Mega Mans, there was no codes to save your progress. You had to try to do it in one run. If you die,
very filthy.
Yeah, if you die, you start over. We have a listener, Terry, which I don't know if that's our Terry or not. I'm not real sure. But he says he has a lot of great gaming memories, but one of the ones that stands out most to him was the first time that he played Assassin's Creed 2, which Assassin's Creed's a pretty good franchise. I remember when I played it for the first time. It was a really cool experience. He says he got it in Christmas 2009, played it nonstop during a break from school. The game was amazing on so many levels. The story was amazing. The exile continues to be... I think he meant to say is it Ezio?
Yeah, Ezio.
Ezio, yeah.
Yeah.
Ezio
He just spelled it wrong, yeah.
Yeah, Ezio continues to be one of his favorite characters in gaming history. It's the first game that he fully was 100% completed with every achievement. Plus, it was the time before Ubisoft released broken games. He says, I remember watching everything about it on G4's X-Play, if that tells you how long ago it was, because G4 doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So that was what we had from Facebook. Maxwell, you want to go over a few that we had from Instagram?
I can do that. So we got Thomas.J99. He says, I grew up with Mario Kart Double Dash, and I was pretty rubbish at it back in the day. Sounds like he's probably overseas then. So I grew up with Mario Kart. No, that's not it.
That's Michael
I was
Caine.
pretty rubbish at it back in the day. You know, my brother... I'm just going to stop. My brother, however, was the Michael Phelps of Mario Kart, so I guess his brother smoked a lot of weed and was good at playing games.
And Subway.
He says he's much older than me and had moved out, but I remember one night he came and stayed over, and we played some Mario Kart. I went off to bed. He kept playing. When I came downstairs the following morning, he had unlocked almost all the carts, Toad and Toadette, and the Special Cup, which I didn't even know you could get. I haven't felt as blown away by a game since, although being so young definitely made it all the crazier to me. We got the guy 0101. This is the second time I think we've read one of his feedback. I remember playing Halo 1 and 2, and all the time on the original Xbox. Each playthrough would be a new experience for me. I'd hit up Halo 1's multiplayer with my friends, and every chance I got when they came over. Back in the day, my brother was super sensitive about anyone getting on his account in Halo 2. Of course, I wasn't very good, and I'd intentionally do horrible in Slayer matches, causing his kill-death ratio to suck. But since I would consider myself a skillful player now, I'd give anything to relive some nostalgia. I do remember going to my friend Kyle's house and realizing he had a Nintendo 64 lying around. GoldenEye 007 was the best game to bring out some hateful rage. I miss those days. I got a lot of memories of playing Halo 2 for many, many, many hours. I've never played a game, I think, for such a wide span of time as Halo 2.
Did you pick up the Halo Master Chief Collection on your PS4?
Oh,
That's
You're
right.
silly. You're funny.
Yeah.
And Halo 2 was also when you could get the additional maps. It was on a disc. It was like $20, and it came with more. You could.
I remember that.
Remember that? Yeah, it's crazy.
Borderlands did something similar, but except it was just extra content.
yeah.
Miss those days.
Yep.
Prince Kinky says getting completely lost on the first mission of Combat Evolved. Of course, Halo.
That's Bill's Instagram name. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm sorry, Bill.
And then the last one here, we got Gerald Bagel the Beagler. I guess that's right. It's all one word, so it's hard to break that up. First time I came across a liquor in Resident Evil 2, there is not enough Schlitz in the world to dull that horror. I don't know what Schlitz is, but apparently there's not enough of it to dull that horror. Man, I remember Resident Evil 2. That was another great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Is that all you got for Instagram?
That's all I got.
All right. On the old tweeter, our friends over at Two Guys with Raging Goals said, what?
Just that name. Just
Tweeter? Two Guys with Raging Goals.
Yeah.
They said KOTOR, which of course is Knights of the Old Republic. When you had to play as a side character after Karth, Revan, and Bastila were captured, and Jolie Bindo plus the Force Wave for the epic win. That is one of my favorite games. So I agree with them there. What's your favorite gaming memory, Maxwell?
Oh, God. So I've been thinking about this, obviously, for quite some time now. And I've got... There's the ones that are like at second and third place. Mario Kart on the 64. Playing that after high school with one of my best friends, Nick. And, dude, we'd spend so many hours playing that game. It was fantastic. And no Mario Kart has lived up to that level for me since the 64. Playing Smash Brothers in the last couple years, like when it came out on the Wii U. That's a really good batch of memories, but there's not as many hours in it. So my number one take, most memorable time, is playing the original Nintendo with my older brother. So I'm the Luigi guy. I'm Tails. I'm the second player kid. So I'm a big fan of those guys versus the first place guys. And dude, there's just been so many memories. We fought all the time growing up, all the time. He was older than me, bigger than me, so of course he had to pick on me. But when it came down to it, if you put an NES in front of us, all feuds wouldn't end. And we would just sit and play, much like some of our stories here, till way late in the night when we should have been sleeping.
It's a good story. Good memory. What about you, Travis?
I kind of have three as well. I guess I'll kind of rank them. The third being, I would have to say I had a very similar story to Maxwell in regards to I used to play with a couple friends after school, and our game of choice was Smash Brothers on the 64. That was a game that we sunk a lot of time into. It just seemed like every day after school, at least 2 hours after school, that's what we were doing, was playing Smash Brothers. The second one would have to be probably playing my Super Nintendo with my dad, and just the hours that we spent on Super Metroid, because he was who really introduced me to the Super Metroid game. When him and my mom had gotten married, he had a Super Nintendo, and at the time, I'm trying to remember if I even had the Super Nintendo or if I got it because of him. But he was the one that introduced me to Super Metroid, and I tell you, we played that game, we beat it, and then we would start a whole other run over again. We just kept playing that game over and over. And he was also the one that got me started on Super Punch-Out. So those two are super fond memories that I had with him and in those games. But number one has to be, for me, GoldenEye on 64. That was the first game that I remember being competitive in when it came to multiplayer, just wanting to be better than your friends, and even Smash Brothers didn't really make me feel that way, but when it came to GoldenEye, I just wanted to be the best at that game. and there were so many attempts to try to remake that game, or either like by doing an Xbox Live Arcade version of it, or you're remastering and coming out with a new one. But there's just something about the original 64 version of GoldenEye that just, to me, like just the nostalgia. And I remember how awkward the controller felt at first when you were playing that game, because you had the joystick in the middle and then you had the C buttons, and it was just so awkward at first. And then you had to hold like the left trigger, and then you had to aim with the joystick. Yeah. It was just so awkward. But then once you got it down, dude, like, and even playing through it, just the campaign was phenomenal as well. So
quick question, Travis, and not to cut you off, but
no, you're fine.
I thought you were ending there. Who was your go-to character on Smash Brothers on the 64?
My go-to character, honestly, it was Link. It was Link. In the later games, I was more of like a Samus person, but in the earlier games, it was Link for me.
Mine was Pikachu, hands down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've always gone with Link.
Link is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also have a few different memories, although mine aren't as sentimental as your guys. You guys had like these really nice, touching stories, and I'm just like, man, whatever. So one of my biggest ones is definitely, I know I say a lot, but SOCOM. That was a game. It was my first online game that I ever played, and then it was just a lot of fun. I remember I was a beta tester for SOCOM 2, which, like, when I'm like a freshman, 8th grader, or freshman in high school, I don't know how old I was. That was a big deal for me, and like they had to mail us a disc, and I remember like just waiting for that disc to come and try out like one map. But I would stay up way too late and wake up even earlier than I needed to get up for school just to play that game.
Wow.
And I love that game. I have so many memories in that game. It's just a lot of fun.
That's why you're always SOCOM Remastered.
I know. It's the hashtag SOCOM Remastered. Make it happen. And then GoldenEye, that one, my friend Josh and I would play that one all day, every day. Same thing with like NBA 2K. We'd play that one a lot. And then this one's kind of a funnier one, but for Rust, like one of my first few days playing it, it's a brutal game when you're new. And I just found like a gun. It's incredibly difficult to find, and at first, and my character was starving, and I knew I was going to die and lose this gun. So I see these two people just exploring, and I walk up to him and I shoot one of them and kill him. And I get on the mic. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm just hungry. I'm just trying to find food. And like, I actually had like a panicked sound in my voice when I said it. Like I was really starving, even though I was perfectly fine. And the guy was like, oh, don't worry about it. I don't even know that guy. So I started to loot the dead guy, and then he shot me and killed me. Yeah. So those are my memories.
So I was thinking as we were talking, the one memory that gets triggered like year after year is sometime during the summer I get some smell. And I don't know what it is. It's like some kind of floral scent or something that comes through. And it always reminds me specifically. So it's like, it's not my most memorable, but it's the most memory triggered memory, if that makes sense. Summer, as a kid, window open, in the house, playing Sega, Beavis and Butthead.
That game's incredibly hard.
It is so hard.
I liked how that story...
For some reason, that all connects
because
based on a scent.
It's just funny how it's sort of like this... I thought it was going to be something like really just like sentimental and sweet. It's like Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
It's because you can't couch fish unless the window's open.
All right. So, are we ready to move on to gaming?
Well... Yes, after I say so, anytime I eat pizza rolls, it makes me think of playing Sega. Just throwing that out there.
Really?
Yeah, because I always used to, when I used to play, for those of you may have been too young, like how much do you remember the Sega Genesis?
I had one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all remember
Very
when
well.
they had the Sega channel and like your cable provider would like screw a cable into the back of it and it was a cartridge that would go inside of your Sega, and it was essentially like Sega on-demand games. You just play whatever you wanted.
I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, I know about it, but I definitely didn't have it.
Yeah, I had it, and it was awesome.
That does sound awesome.
Yeah. But anyways, that was one of my fondest memories because I remember just eating Tostita
rolls.
pizza rolls, just playing whatever games I wanted to on the Sega. That was the line.
My food memory is probably playing Modern Warfare. either the first or the second one, and having cans of cherry Coke.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a food video game
Really?
relationship. Like, I don't think there's any one food or drink guy.
There's not like something you crave when you're like playing games? Like mine, like recently, like in the past year, have been Cheez-Its for some reason.
No, I don't think I do. Yeah, that's weird. Maybe I'm broken. I don't know. But, okay.
It's probably good.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to some gaming and tech news. Not yesterday when you hear this, but well, maybe. But on Wednesday, the 26th, Activision revealed the first look at Call of Duty World War II. They revealed the trailer, and I got to tell you,
I got mixed feelings.
I'm a very harsh critic of Call of Duty. I think it's garbage. I think the last good one was Modern Warfare 2, maybe Black Ops 2. But I will tell you right now, this trailer really impressed me. It does come out on November 3rd. If you pre-order it, you get access to the beta. There will be no jetpacks or different colored armor or skins. It's going to be strictly true to the time period, just boots on the ground gameplay. There have been some hints that there could be vehicles. Definitely had a Battlefield 1 feel, I thought. And one thing that I thought was neat, especially considering I hate the game that it kind of reminds me of, is that instead of like a lobby where like it's just names and ranks, it's going to be like a big social hub where you and your player just walk around and interact with people like Destiny, which that was kind of neat. Will it add anything to the game? I don't know. But so you said you had mixed feelings. Tell me about them.
Well, I think it's just kind of like you had kind of alluded to, that I've been such a Call of Duty hater for so long. It's like I don't want to get my hopes up for this game and like it come out and it just be terrible.
What if they intentionally were tanking the last like 5 games, made them just awful? So when they went back to normal, they'll be like, "It's great."
No,
just by comparison.
Yeah, I don't know. I want this game to succeed because I feel like if it does, like there'll be more to come like this.
Infinite Warfare tanked,
but they've also said that they're going to have zombies in this game.
If they have a zombie mode, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to play it. It can be there. But
somebody said there's going to be like a mode where like you play like one soldier throughout the campaign. Like it's called like War or something like that. But like you...
That's a multiplayer mode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Josh Duhamel is in this game.
Oh, is he?
Yes. I was on Reddit reading the comments on the reveal thread. And this one guy was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Josh Duhamel is in this." I'm like, you got more excited for Josh Duhamel than Fergie does. And that's his wife, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like, this guy was super just, like, excited that Josh Duhamel was in this game. I'm like, nobody gets excited for Josh Duhamel. Nobody.
Yeah.
So, just, I don't know. I thought that was strange. But
especially when you get Jon Snow in the last game.
They did have Jon Snow in the last game. And they
Kevin
Spacey in the
So...
Go ahead.
For me, it does look like a Battlefield game, which is why it looks good.
Yeah.
But I was thinking in that one section at the end of it where it shows like all the like player names over top and it looks massive.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's straight out of Battlefield. It may not be as massive as it appears in that cut, though. But do you think that they're timing this game particularly to come out? Actually, I need to look this up. When does Dunkirk come out?
July.
This comes out a couple months later.
November 3rd, yeah. Which I've got some Dunkirk news later.
Yeah.
But it's the same time period, and then even the trailer's cut from, like, that beach.
It does. See, part of me hopes that where this one's called just Call of Duty World War II, I really hope that they include everything from World War II. Like, each one kind of had, like, its own...
Kind of like Battlefield 1 did.
Yeah. Yeah. Each Call of Duty in the past kind of had, like, its own region of the war. But this one starts on D-Day, on Normandy, and then I'm kind of hoping it has, like, some stuff in the Pacific Islands and all that stuff. Like, if it has everything, I'm a huge history nut, and I'm sold. Like,
one of the things that I heard that I'm pretty excited about is there's going to be 2 campaigns. There's going to be a single-player campaign, and there's also going to be a multiplayer campaign as well.
sounds pretty cool.
Now, I think the multiplayer campaign is a zombie portion, though. But
wait,
that.
Wasn't World at War a multiplayer?
I think you could do co-op
campaign?
in that, yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 players, I think, right?
Yeah. There will be playable multiplayer at E3, so that'll be our first real idea on where this game's going to go.
Yeah.
Whether or not if it's just they're blowing smoke, or will it be good?
Well, if it's anything like the cutscene or like the trailer, it should be good.
The trailer, yeah.
Yeah, it was well made. The trailer, anyways.
All right, Travis, tell us what Sony's going to gift us.
Yeah, so May PlayStation games have been revealed. Just real quickly, so Tales from the Borderlands, which I'm pretty excited about because
Borderlands.
yeah, was it
Broderlands.
Broderlands? Yeah, Tales from the Broderlands. I'm really excited about this because I haven't got to play it yet. So there's also one called Abzul, I think is how you would pronounce that. It's an underwater adventure game. It looks really cool. You also have one called Blood Knights, and they also have one called Port Royale 3, Pirates and Merchants, which is kind of like a Pirates and Merchant
game. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So those will be out in May. So go ahead and make sure you add those to your library before they're gone.
Has Microsoft announced theirs yet?
I haven't seen it at this point in time. No. Now, in other gaming news, real quick. So we have Forza 3 Horizon.
Yeah.
And do you have the the season pass? Yeah. So Forza Horizon 3 is actually getting the Hot Wheels expansion, which
So good.
At first I was like, this is going to be silly, and then I watched the trailer and it was everything that my 10-year-old self would have wanted.
Yeah.
Because it's literally like the little tracks and everything.
It reminds me of the Cunning Stunts.
In Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto, yeah.
Yeah. Did you happen to watch the trailer, Maxwell?
Yeah, actually, it does look really good, and I'll never be able to play it.
You can get it on PS4.
I think it's cool because it's not just the tracks by themselves, but they're actually in the world. So like you're like going up around skyscrapers and stuff like that, and they're actual Hot Wheel cars, which is really really neat.
And I'm hoping that there's one where the background is like a little kid's like room.
Oh, that would be sweet.
To put it to scale and make it look like the actual toys.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, so the expansion actually drops on May 9th on Xbox One and Windows 10. And it goes beyond just a handful of cars. It's actually going to have additional Hot Wheel cars. Like, I don't know if anybody remembers these as kids, but Bone Shaker. We're also going to have the Twin Mill and the Rip Rod. Players will also be able to race courses based on the toys line and the iconic.
You got it.
The iconic, orange tracks. So like we talked about, you remember you used to put your race car up here and it dropped down. So you'll be racing like that. That means that there's going to be all kinds of twisty-turny tracks all around skyscrapers. And also players will actually be able to modify and make their own tracks as well,
sweet.
which will be super cool. So I'm pretty excited about that. Justin?
Yes. Maxwell, every now and then you and Travis talk about pooping each other's pants.
Uh-huh.
I really could have used one of you guys the other night to poop my pants for me. Outlast.
We would have done it too because it's friendship.
Thank you. Outlast 2 came out, the sequel to the wildly popular Outlast 1 that came out a few years ago.
That makes sense.
It was kind of a sleeper, honestly, because it was just straight to the
it became
PlayStation.
popular well after the fact.
Yeah.
But I played it, I pooped it, and just it is terrifying. Oh my god! So the first one I thought was really good, but it did have some mechanical issues that made the game kind of a chore to play. This one does not have that. It's a huge improvement, and the setting. You would think an asylum would be the scariest place you could go, or one of. They top it. It's just, oh my god! I just.
Are the graphics better? Because the last one, the graphics were kind of...
They're great. It's PS4, yeah.
Oh,
What's the location of this one?
So, well, I haven't gotten that far into it, but so far, like, it's this village that, like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, the houses are all torn up, and it's kind of very, for some reason, to me, personally, it kind of has like a, well, that's a bad example, but it almost has like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel if instead of a house, it was an entire, like, village.
Like Waco?
It's very just unsettling. And then...
Resident Evil 7?
Kind of, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Or Resident Evil 4 when you're in that village.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just very... I'm not going to lie, I did skip through the cutscenes because I just wanted to get some gameplay to have some impressions. So I don't really know the whole setup, but it's very creepy. And so far, the mechanics of the game are pretty sound. So
we're gonna try to stream some of this as well.
Scream on stream will be coming soon. Keep an eye out for that.
You gotta verbalize that too, because not everyone is watching.
Oh, hashtag Scream on stream.
Is that a big thing, or is it something we created?
We created that.
What?
Oh,
Scream on stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We created that in October of last year.
Yeah.
You guys got to play Alien.
Yeah, we do. I played it once, and I was like,
I don't think we have it on PS4, do we?
I have it on Xbox. I can bring or you can log into my Xbox account.
Yeah.
So that game, Alien Isolation, Travis, you posted up that article. I think Polygon said that it's still just as scary. The expansion piece, that's what I was playing, where it's just like little missions where you're playing the original movie. Dude, it's so hard and so scary.
I wish. Do you know, Justin, if did they ever update it on PS4 to have VR support?
Oh, not yet, but they should.
God, that would be the best.
Yeah.
That would literally be the best. Now, Maxwell, do you have some news to close us out of the gaming and tech section?
I wish I didn't have this news, but I feel like everybody needs to know about it. So it has, it's confirmed that the PlayStation 4, due to the fact that it runs much hotter and has, I guess, larger cavities inside of itself. That when it comes to the PS4 versus the Xbox One, the PS4 can house cockroaches. It's just a very appealing system. Apparently, they clearly chose the better system, so they are smart
to infest.
But yeah, that PS4 in your shelf next to your TV very well could have cockroaches in it. And this isn't an uncommon thing, and I guess it happens in different types of electronics too, but specifically, it's common in this.
It's pretty common in general. When I worked at GameStop, I couldn't tell you how many consoles because one of the things when you work at GameStop is you have to test the systems obviously as they come in, because you obviously don't want to buy a broken system, right? I can't count the times probably that I have opened up a disk drive and either something's crawled out of it, or like if I look in the back and like, because we always make sure that, yeah, dude, it's
disgusting.
Do you remember when people would bring us, and this, I hate to say it like this, but people would bring us bags of games and systems, and like as we were checking them in, we're like, yeah, this needs to go in the trash.
Yeah.
Like it was awful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of systems and computers that are going to reek of cigarettes and be discolored because of that. Yeah. And then the fans in the back of them are just like loaded down with hair. And
secondhand
like,
smoke kills game systems too. All right.
Yes.
So don't do it.
Yeah.
Whoa. You know what it's time for now, right?
Tell us.
It's time to talk to our friends.
Hi, everyone. My name is MystiqueSiren. I am partnering up with the guys at Nerds with Mics, and I stream on Twitch. You guys can follow me at twitch.tv/MystiqueSiren. It's spelled with a Q and not a C, like Travis has told you 12 times. But you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I always post whenever I go live, so you guys know and you don't ever miss a stream. I mainly stream Destiny. Don't let Justin tell you that it sucks, because it definitely rocks. It's awesome. Just come hang out with me in my stream, and I'll show you the ways. Don't worry. But I also stream Battlefield, Overwatch, and Borderlands. MMOs, RPGs, first-person shooters. I love them. So I will see you there. So just follow. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, it's Nick from the NBexperience YouTube channel. Do you like new and retro video games? Do you like to laugh at stupid and inappropriate things? Do you like to watch people fail more often than not? If you answered yes to any or all or even none of these questions, check out the NBexperience on YouTube, VidMe, Twitch, and Twitter. I feature a wide variety of games, from Pokemon to Super Smash Bros. To Shaq Fu. Subscribe to the NBexperience for this and much more.
And we're back. So we're going to kick off the movie and TV news section. And I'm going to start off with a show that's very near and dear to my heart. Fargo Season 3 came back last week, and oh my God, it was great. I will say the episode started off a little slower than usual. Than they usually do, but it picked up and ended with a bang, if you know what I'm saying. Isn't that right? 'Cause
Yeah.
You watched it.
I did.
Yeah.
You know, you've only been hounding me, I think, maybe since the beginning of this podcast.
That's 100% true.
To watch it. And I got to say, overall, I really liked it. It, to me, started off very slow.
This one did. I will give you that.
It definitely did a good job of, like, laying the groundwork for like the different characters and stuff. But by the end of the first episode, you see all these different stories happening, and then you kind of see them all start to kind of interweave together.
Yep.
So is that kind of a big thing for how this show?
I really hope you go back and watch season 1.
I will.
Season 1 is perfect.
I will.
So I've seen episode 2 and just as good. Picks up right where episode 1 left off. Lots of twists and turns. The guy who played Lupin in the Harry Potter series plays a guy, VM Varga, I think is his name in this show. And
is he the druggie?
he's the guy who told him not to worry about paying the loan back.
Oh yeah.
That they're now
he's
investors.
a creeper.
Yeah. Oh, he's so good so far. You can tell he's up to no good. But one thing to take away from the premiere episode was there were about 6 quick 15-second promos for the upcoming movie Dunkirk.
See, I didn't see that because I watched it later.
Okay. They were about 15 seconds each. And they were, I mean, maybe for the actual footage, maybe even like 8 seconds. Very quick, very intense, but they all were different. And I, just based on those little tiny promos, I want that movie now. Like I'm just so ready for it. It looks
See,
so
I hope
nuts.
so because I'm literally the exact opposite. Like I watched the trailer that released and I literally had no interest in seeing
well,
it.
The
You're
first
welcome.
trailer piqued my interest more than the one that actually looked more detailed.
Right.
If you could find these quick clips, I'm sure they're on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure somebody put them up, probably the studio, but it looks good. It looks intense. But so you liked Fargo. I liked Fargo. We're laughing now. at
Because
something.
cat is meowing.
Oh, I didn't
and
hear that.
I meow back. I meow back.
I didn't do that either.
Yeah.
You need to watch Fargo. Maybe
He'll
I'll
wa-
watch Alien.
he'll-
You watch
yeah,
Fargo?
I was gonna say he'll watch Fargo when you watch Alien.
Deal. Travis is now making deals on your behalf.
Yeah,
that are legally
that's
binding.
fair. Honestly, I will watch it if
Okay.
you watch the Alien movies.
Deal. To be fair, that's not fair because I feel like 36 hours of Fargo versus like I don't know.
But it's quality.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like there's so many more hours.
It's not
in my
fair
life, right?
for me, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But it's okay.
Oh.
I accept the deal.
All right, legally binding.
Yeah.
We have witnesses. So then Silicon Valley came back for its season 4 premiere.
That
So
segue
good.
was so poor.
I don't care.
I was going to say, with the Alien, the way you feel about the Dunkirk 15 seconds, every little clip that Alien Covenant has been putting out has got me just so pumped that I cannot wait.
Every breath that Michael Fassbender takes, you get an erection.
That's right.
Okay. So
do you want-
speaking of that, Silicon Valley came back. No, what, Travis?
I was just gonna ask if you wanted to take a look at my erection selection.
No. So Silicon Valley came back. I'm a huge fan of this show. In my opinion, it's the best comedy on TV right now. Has a great. I mean, is it? Can you think of a better comedy?
No.
Is it just like how long is it, 30 minutes or an hour?
30 and
30
it's,
minutes? Okay, I need to watch it. Is it
it's-
just like a 30-minute Verizon commercial? Or
That's good. No, it's not. Well, he is kind of like that all
Dude,
the time.
each character in that show is so good.
They each are like the chemistry of that cast. It's amazing. Like, and
Yeah.
they play off each other well, and the writing is so sharp.
yeah, it's
It's
good.
great. And the season 4 premiere just picked up and just I love it.
And TJ Miller's in it. You like TJ Miller?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do like that guy that is from the Verizon commercials, but he,
Middle Ditch,
Middleditch. Not
Thomas.
That's interesting. But he is in a movie. It's like a indie movie, I guess. It's on Netflix called Joshi.
I've heard about
I
that.
think you should watch it. I think you'll
will.
like it. It was really
I
good.
like indie movies.
Really good.
Yeah. But this show definitely started off with some big changes.
Yeah.
So we won't ruin it for you. But you know what's funny is Kayla and I, we actually had a conversation about like, what if someone made a new internet? And then like a few days later, we watched Silicon Valley and like, we're going to make a new internet. So I was
That's
like,
pretty
okay.
interesting.
Yeah. And then why don't you guys take the next show?
Okay, Maxwell, I'll let you take it since you haven't spoke for a while.
Boy, Gotham. It's back, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Justin, that's another show. You watch that show, and I'll watch something else that you love and I don't know
All right.
about.
I've watched I watched the first season, but I just kind of got I don't know. I didn't actually finish the first season. I might skip the rest of the first and just jump straight into the second because I hear the quality just improves greatly.
Substantially, yes. But man,
Yeah.
this go ahead.
I'll probably just go straight to the second season. Yeah.
That's probably okay. I don't think you're gonna miss like too much that you wouldn't like be able to catch up
Right.
on.
Just that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So what's your thoughts, Maxwell?
It's good. I'm the ending of this episode, listen, people, I'm going to talk about it because we got to. So if you haven't watched it yet and you're like into the show or whatever, then just keep listening anyway. So, Travis, what do you think, man? At the very end of that episode, he's clearly there with Ra's al Ghul. Well, we don't see him, but he's in that area.
He's in what we can only assume is the pit.
Who is Gordon?
No.
I'm just kidding. I know. I figured you're talking
I
about Bruce.
assume that it's the pit. I mean, I can only assume that. Well, maybe not the pit per se, but he is definitely in a remote location. And then did you see the previews for next week's episode?
No.
Yeah. So in the preview, you see him getting trained. Like he's like kind of going through some training or whatever. But even with all that aside, him owning those people at the end of the episode that were ganging up on him, I was just like, yes.
Yeah, because he used to get his butt whooped every season because he's just a little kid. He hasn't learned anything, and he's like actually getting older in real life, and it's playing in perfectly to this show. I
have to ask you, do you actually think that if this show continues to go on, we'll actually see to the point where he is Batman?
Yeah, I was wondering about that and how I feel about it. I guess if the show stays to the quality, or obviously if it gets even better, and if it does well enough that as he gets older and it's still going on and on and on, then it would be really cool to just like transition it into it's now just like a Batman show or something.
At first, at the very beginning of like the show, I wasn't sure how I felt about that kid as Bruce Wayne, because at first I was like, I don't really know if I like him or not. Like, but I tell you, as the episodes progress, dude, like I'm all about him. I'm all about Alfred. Alfred like is awesome as well.
Yes.
Like, but I'm just anxious to see, because now that obviously Bruce is in that remote location and somebody is in his kind of taking over for him, like I'm kind of curious what's going to happen with that in the Court of Owls and all that stuff. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited about what's going to happen the rest of the season. So
it's looking very, very good.
Yeah,
I agree.
In other DC news, to kind of segue, so you all know the show Powerless, which we thought was going to be really good because it had what was the guy's name from Community?
Danny Pudi.
Yeah, him, and then also
Alan Tudyk from Firefly and Rogue One.
Yes, and then
Dodgeball. He was Steve the Pirate.
Yes, and then also the girl from High School Musical, which her name eludes me.
And Alan Tudyk was the guy from Wreck-It Ralph. He was the Candyland.
Oh, was he?
The king?
The guy with the weird voice.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. But anyways, that show was actually pulled off the air with 2 episodes left.
It has been dumped on from the beginning. I don't think it got any positive reviews, which is disappointing. I don't know. I guess it just gives Danny Pudi more time to film his scenes for the Han Solo movie.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say that I'm surprised. It's been rocky since the beginning. So, but I'll tell you something that hasn't been rocky is this next series that we're going to talk about, Maxwell. You want to tell us what that is?
You know what? I'm going to do that. So I know you guys saw every Fast and Furious movie, and you're still craving even more, even though the latest flick just came out. So this news should reignite your passion for the franchise. The Rock and Jason Statham are getting the very first spin-off of the franchise.
I thought you were going to say getting married.
Yeah, maybe in the spin-off. And it's all because of their fight scene and, dare I say, bromance in the Fate of the Furious. Which is just insane.
Did you go see the new Fast and Furious movie, Maxwell?
I have not, no. But I know they're supposed to make, I think, 2 more after the one that just came out. But if they're going to start doing spin-offs, then who knows where the hell it's going to end.
Possibilities endless, I tell you. I can't say that I'm surprised. I do like the chemistry, though, between The Rock and Jason Statham. I think there's just too much testosterone not to love. You know what I mean? But
I do know.
But yeah, I am kind of interested to see the movie only because I am kind of curious how that fight scene goes, because it definitely looks like it's over the top.
Whoa, that's twice in one episode.
Nice.
That's right. And speaking of over the top, you guys know M. Night Shyamalan, right?
That segue, though.
What?
Yes.
Well, yeah. So have you guys seen...
Heard that bass.
So let me ask you, M. Night Shyamalan, what's your favorite
You mean old Shamalama Ding Dong?
Shamalama Ding Dong. What's your favorite Shamalama Ding Dong movie?
Definitely not Lady in the Water, because that movie was garbage.
Definitely not The Village.
I actually have not seen that whole movie. Someone told me how it ended before I got a chance to see it, and I was like, forget that. God, I don't know. I actually really like that last one with the grandparents.
I didn't see that one.
It was Sixth Sense is probably my favorite, but that one was
I
pretty
like
good.
Signs.
Oh yeah, I forgot he did Signs.
Yeah.
I do like Signs.
Maxwell, do you got a favorite or not really?
The one with the twist ending?
Probably Signs. Yeah, the one with the twist ending.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's actually confirmed that he, by going on Twitter and saying, okay, here we go, finished, and he's finished the new script. It's only taken 17 years, but I can finally answer the number one question I get. Are you making a sequel to Unbreakable or what? The new film is actually going to be the sequel to Unbreakable, and also, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Split, it is technically a prequel to Unbreakable, if you didn't know that.
A prequel or sequel to...
Split is a prequel to Unbreakable.
Okay.
It leads up to Unbreakable. This movie will be titled Glass, and it will be a sequel after Unbreakable. And it's slated to come out January 18th, 2019, and Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson will be reprising their roles. Which, did you guys see Unbreakable?
Yeah.
I saw Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
They were both in that.
Yeah. At the end of the movie, did Samuel L. Jackson, he didn't die. He just got completely like busted up, right? Like every bone in his body
I think
shattered.
he's just hurt. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. So I liked Unbreakable. I'm kind of curious. I really, really want to see Split because I heard it's really good. So
I haven't seen it yet.
yeah,
Big surprise.
So I definitely need to see that. So over to you, Justin.
All right. So last week we had a very Star Wars heavy episode, and I have more Star Wars news to report to you.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah. So episode 8, we knew it was going to come out in this December. The Han Solo movie is going to come out May 2018, and the general consensus I thought was that episode 9 is going to come out December 2019, which would mean a year and a half without Star Wars, and I'm just not ready for that.
No.
I'm used to the yearly releases now. However, that's not the case, and Disney announced that Episode 9 will come out May 24th, 2019. Also announced was that Indiana Jones had been pushed back to June 10th, 2020, and it sounds weird to say that Harrison Ford is going to play Indiana Jones in 2020.
Wow.
Yeah. Disney also announced that Frozen 2 will release on November 27th, 2019. The live-action Lion King will release on July 19th, 2019. Toy Story 4 comes out in 2019. So 2019, they're going to break so many records that year. I can't imagine them having a more successful year than what they're going to have in 2019.
Yeah.
Unless they're all flops.
That would suck. But I just can't imagine any of those movies flopping.
Yeah. Could you imagine having a big old floppy one?
I mean, a big old floppy flop. You're talking about
Especially
Star Wars.
4 floppy ones.
yeah.
I mean, having episode 9
that sounds like
come
a
out-
party. That sounds like a party.
Yeah. I mean, episode 9 will break $1 billion, most likely. I mean, didn't Force Awakens break $1 billion?
I have no idea.
I don't know money. But, I mean, it's very likely that, I mean, Toy Story's always up there. Frozen's going to be huge. I mean, I think the Wreck-It Ralph movie comes out in 2019 also.
Gosh.
There's a Wreck-It Ralph sequel?
It's called Ralph Breaks the Internet, yeah.
Are you joking, or is that?
I
actually
swear to
what's going
God,
on?
yeah. I think it's called Ralph Breaks the Internet, yeah, but there is a sequel.
Yeah.
Look it up. It'll be good, I'm sure.
It'll be good. Yeah.
It'll be good, I'm sure. That should be like on the box of the reviews.
Speaking of being good, Maxwell knows all about good things.
I do. Here's another week of me talking about stuff that you guys could care less about.
I'm excited, kind of.
I am excited.
I am super excited for Alien. This one, I'm not as excited.
I'm all over the place depending on what kind of news I get on this movie. So apparently, the new Predator movie has been getting a lot of crap for using CGI-only predators. But the director, Shane Black, took to social media to confirm that they are not all CGI. He said, "I am standing next to a 7-foot-tall gentleman in a Predator suit, so no, it is not all CGI." Which, the new Alien movie, I'm pretty sure 100% of the Alien is CGI. I don't think there was any practical effects in this.
Yeah, because aliens aren't real. I'm just joking.
Spoiler alert.
But
Spoiler
predators
alert.
are.
Yes.
They're both real in my heart.
Yes. See, no, that does have me thinking about that, how CGI can often be used in place of like practical effects and props and whatnot. So next week we're going to go into the pros and cons of these two options. Are we in the age of CGI, or are we still in a place for practical effects?
Okay.
I think it's going to be a very good topic.
Yeah. So everyone listening with your ear holes, let
Or
us
your
know.
eyeballs. Or your
Can't
eyeballs.
listen with your eyeballs, can you?
If you do subtitles.
That is a good point.
Good point.
You did it. Thank you, Travis.
Yeah.
I just spit all over my computer. Oh, well. So if you're listening or watching or reading, I guess, Travis, let us know what you prefer. Do you think CGI is a good thing? Practical effects, what do you prefer? Give us some examples of each one done well.
Okay. I'm thinking of one that's not done well.
Well, save it for next week, you douchebag.
Damn.
So, guys, you know what time it is, right?
What time is it?
Hammer time.
Oh.
Nope, wrong show. Wrong show. Sorry. All right. It's time for Pick of the Week. Ba-da-dum. All right. I've been going to Maxwell all night. So, Travis, no, Maxwell, you go.
Oh. You always go first.
Not today.
No, Justin always goes first.
Oh, you want me to start off?
Yeah.
Well, I'm honored.
Because then it just feels weird not doing it in order.
I have two picks this
I'm always
week.
used to Justin finishing first.
Yeah. God, why? You're used to that? So we have problems then. I have two picks this week. Fargo and Silicon Valley. I talked about them about 15 minutes ago if you've been listening. And both of them had very strong premieres. And Fargo had a strong follow-up episode. And I just can't wait. Each year these shows put out great shows. And I just can't wait to see where it's headed. So that's my pick.
All right. Maxwell.
So I think my true pick of the week is going to be La La Land. As much as I want it to be Life has gotten like ripped apart in the reviews, and the ratings are not that high, but the movie is better to me than the ratings actually are. And I think most of it comes down to two things. Life is a story that we've all seen before, where like an alien creature comes in and it's a space thing or whatever. It's been year after year. They always tell these things even since the 50s. But it doesn't have a hero's ending either. And I think there's just most movies that don't have that hero's ending, people aren't happy with. Like, I wanted Passengers to not have that ending. I wanted them to like die because it would have been a better story. But they survive. And it just makes a very happy Hollywood ending. And that's, I think, why, of course, that one kind of didn't do that well in ratings either. But it did do better than Life. But my actual true pick of the week, that if you have to go watch a movie, is going to be La La Land.
I might watch it again tonight.
I might watch it tonight. It's sitting on my desk, just sitting there.
It's a great movie.
Yep.
My pick of the week, and I know this is going to sound silly because I think I may have picked it when it first came out, but my pick of the week is my Nintendo Switch. There's a reason.
Okay.
This is the first time that I actually, like when I went to Dallas, this is the first time that I actually got to travel with my Switch.
Yeah.
Other than just playing it on my lunch at work or whatever. It was awesome. Just being able to sit on the plane and play Zelda the entire way. Didn't have to worry about battery life or anything like that. Instead of just like watching a movie like I normally would or anything like that, like I was able, while I was waiting, like at the terminal, like just waiting on my plane to get there, I was playing. When I got on the plane, I was playing. It to me just changed like the way that I travel. Because typically I'm either listening to music and hoping I fall asleep on the plane, or I'm watching a movie, wish I was doing something else. Yeah. So it's nice just to have that extra option, especially like when I pulled down the tray, I unhooked my Joy-Cons, set it on the little tray, and I'm just back on my chair just playing.
Nice.
Just playing Zelda, and like there's just people beside me like, what the heck's this guy doing? But it's just really nice just to be able to have another option for when you're traveling. So that's my pick.
Quick question about that with the battery life. You were saying an issue for me, like since handheld gaming was a thing, has been that when you get down to a certain battery percentage, like you might get a flashing light saying, hey, it's going to be dying soon, but you could probably get like another 30-45 minutes out of that flashing light sometimes. Is there a moment where it goes, all right, time to just save your game because we're going to shut it down?
So So at about 15%, I think when it's 15%, it tells your battery is low, and then when it hits 5% again, it gives you another warning. Hey, your battery is critically low, and then about a minute before it shuts down, it says your Nintendo Switch is going to automatically put itself to sleep soon, and you got like a 30-second window to save your game.
Oh, that's actually awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. So and that was one of the things, because I did get to that point because I forgot when I left the house, because it had been in my backpack in rest mode all week, and then when I got it out on the plane, excited to play, it was at 25%, and I was like, damn it. But on the way back, I made sure that it was charged and it wasn't a big deal. But
Are you picking up Mario Kart tomorrow?
yes,
Yeah, me too.
so 8 players, man, on Switches. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my pick of the week. Justin, you want to go ahead and close this out, buddy?
Sure thing. So thank you for listening and watching, and we hope that you enjoyed this episode. We look forward to hearing from you, and as always, you can like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. That's the one that's not on there. You can also reach us via email at podcast@nerdswithmikes.com. Check out our friends that we mentioned earlier. Yeah, so thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of our hearts.
New logo.
Oh, yeah, new logo. Can you believe it?
Nope.
Maxwell just made this right now. And look, he's drawing a smiley face on it.
No.
All right. Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.